Hey everyone, this is Alex or PolymomoTea, and today I have a tutorial showing how to make this cute little Pascal from Animal Crossing out of polymer clay and resin. And don't forget to stick around to the end to watch my speed draw of Pascal that I did. So first we're going to take some red clay and we're going to roll into a ball and then squish it into kind of like an oval mound shape, and this will be the head. Then for the body we're going to take the same red clay and roll into a fat teardrop shape, and we're just going to cut off the bottom end of that. And then we're going to take some blue clay and we're going to roll into that same fat teardrop shape, and we're going to cut off the bottom again. Next we're going to roll some blue clay into a snake, and then we're going to cut out two little cylinders, and these will be the little pant legs. So what we're going to do is place the blue bottom onto the red, and then we'll place on our two blue cylinders for the legs. Then for the feet, we're going to take some red clay and roll it into a flattened oval shape, and then place that onto the ends of our little blue pants. To make the suspender straps, we're going to take some brown clay and flatten it out and cut out little strips. And we're going to place that onto the pant legs just until the top. You could place it all the way around and wrap it in the back, but I decided not to. And we're going to take some silver clay and we're going to cut out two little squares, and these will be where the suspender clips are, which we'll place them at the ends where the brown and blue clay meet. Now Pascal really likes scallops, so I'm taking some cognac colored clay and I'm flattening it out into a pancake shape, and then using a needle tool I'm just making some etch marks to make it more of that shell texture. And then I'm going to slightly pinch it at the bottom so it fans out. And we're just going to place that onto the belly of our Pascal. So for the arms, we're going to take some red clay and roll it on one side so it looks like a really elongated teardrop shape. And we're just going to wrap that onto the sides of our Pascal body, touching the shell. And then we're going to place the head onto the body, and you can reinforce it with some wire as well. For Pascal's hat, I'm taking some light yellow clay and I'm going to flatten it out into a pancake shape. And we're going to wrap that around Pascal's head. And sorry, I was out of frame, so I didn't show it. But I'm just wrapping around the top of Pascal's head. And then taking the dull end of my blade, I'm making indents all the way around the hat to make the pattern / texture of the hat. And then we're going to add another little flattened piece of yellow clay for the top part of the hat. And then we're just gonna make indents, kind of like pizza slices, and just make a lot. For Pascal's mouth, I'm gonna take a flattened oval of yellow clay, and we're gonna cover that with two teardrop shapes of yellow clay for the fat part of the mouth. And then there'll be a little triangle of brown clay for the nose. And then 4 snakes of brown clay for his little whiskers. And then I made them a little too long, so I did cut them short. And then for the eyes, we have 2 lines for eyebrows, and then 2 dot eyes underneath them. For the tail, we're going to take some red clay and then pinch it into a flattened teardrop shape. And just place that underneath our little Pascal's body. For the ears, we're going to take a ball of red clay and flatten it out into an oval shape. And then using our dotting tool, we're just going to make an indent in the middle. And we're going to fill that with some yellow clay and flatten that out. And taking our blade, we're just going to cut that in half. And we're going to place the ears on both sides of Pascal's head. And once completed, we want to bake our Pascal in the oven according to instructions, and here is the baked piece. So next we're going to start making the water, so I'm taking some UV resin and I'm putting in the silicone bucket, and I'm placing some blue pigment and mixing it all together. And I'm using the inside of the circle mold to be my little base. I'm just going to pour my blue resin into it and then let that cure under the UV lamp. And then I'm going to take it out of the mold Next, I decided to make a water texture, so I'm taking some UV resin and white pigment and mixing that together. And we're going to spread the white resin all over the top of our blue water. And using some regular clear resin and a dotting tool, we're just going to make little dots of resin into our white resin, so it kind of has that water effect. And then we're going to let that cure under the UV lamp once we have our design. And once that is cured, I'm adding just a little bit of UV resin on a little spot. And the reason why I'm doing that is because I want this to be a little bit elevated, because my Pascal head is a little bit bigger, so it's kind of like a stand, so it's in the water evenly. And once I have that cured, I'm putting a layer of resin on top as a dome, and carefully putting my Pascal onto that little elevated spot that I made and letting that cure. And once cured, we're going to take some UV resin just to give it a layer of glaze and let that cure under the UV lamp for a final time. And once we're done, we have our finished Pascal piece. Well, hope you all enjoyed this tutorial, and don't forget to stay watching until the end, because I will be including a little special clip of me drawing Pascal on my iPad. So I hope you guys enjoy. Thank you.